What's going on, y'all? Today we got Michael Jordan can't fill LeBron's shoes. Perk shocking Stephen A on NBA GOAT debate, man. Yo, Kendrick Perkins be saying a lot of crazy stuff. I ain't gonna lie.
Part of me wouldn't be here without MJ's inspiration. The way he wore his shoes, the way he wore his uniform. I always wanted to be like him growing up. It's crazy that the game-winning shot tonight was a fadeaway, and it was inspired by MJ. I did not want to lose the opportunity to shake the man's hand that inspired me throughout my childhood.
All right, today's date is 2/3/23, and we are celebrating Michael Jordan, his airness. We all wanted to be like Mike. I still do, honestly. MJ won 6 titles in his amazing career, never losing in an NBA Finals. Many consider him to be the greatest to ever do it. So today's debate topic is the age-old debate. We have it all the time. I'm going to start with you, Perk. Is MJ the GOAT?
Hey, why I gotta be that one today? Like, you know, you go to birthday parties and it's supposed to be about the person that's actually the party is for, and then you have that one individual that's talking about their birthday and what they did or what they're gonna do. I gotta be that person today, and damn it, I am. When it comes down to the GOAT conversation, and no disrespect to MJ, because I got J's on my feet right now. But come on now, this conversation is dead. It's LeBron James, and we already know. I'm not even about to get into the history, and when we get to talking about pressure, and no other athlete in history of sports has had the pressure of LeBron James and lived up to it. We're not going to even dive into that. See, what happened, Christine, is this. I've been working on my vocabulary this year, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to enhance, you know what I'm saying, working on my craft.
We heard some of this in the
and I came up with a word, synonymous.
Uncut video.
You know what that means?
Okay.
Meaning one and the same. That's what the NBA and LeBron James is. One and the same. LeBron James is the NBA, and the NBA is LeBron James.
Not really.
And it's point blank, period. There's no other way around it. When you talk about accolades, check, check, check. When you talk about longevity, check. When you talk about having the greatest career of all time, check. And again, I know Stephen A is going to come up here talking about he went to 6 finals and won all 6 finals MVP. Good for him. Kudos to Mike. But again, I keep telling y'all, this is not an individual sport. This is not boxing. This is not golf. This is not tennis. Championships help your legacy in basketball, but it does not define your legacy when it comes down to a team sport, because you could do all you possibly can, and it's just the others didn't live up to the hype. So when it comes down to the GOAT conversation, and we're about a week away, or a little less than a week away than LeBron James being the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, I think this conversation is dead.
It is dead. Actually, it should have never been alive. There's nothing to discuss here. LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball.
See, okay.
One of the greatest
my
players to
fault.
have ever played the
Listen.
game. No doubt about it. He has exceeded expectation, and I have nothing but respect, profound respect for the greatness of LeBron James. But I have told you before, he never was, he never has been, nor will he ever be greater than Michael Jordan. It will not happen. It's not even a debate for me.
This is the other side of the spectrum, though, y'all. Like, they're not even having an open mind to it, you know? This is where some of you are, and I see some of y'all that have the open mind. Like, you're around the spot I'm at, you know? Because I say MJ's the GOAT, but I still believe that there's definitely a chance LeBron could do something, you know? Little 2-3 more championships, 2-3 more finals MVPs, or now we having a big conversation. A big conversation, you feel what I'm saying? So it's things like that, man. This is the other side of the spectrum, the overly MJ superfan side, I guess you could say.
I haven't even, listen, the only reason I discuss it is because people occasionally ask, and I always get annoyed at the question because I'm appalled that anybody would think I'm going to change my mind based on what I saw. There's nothing to discuss here. 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive team, undefeated in 6 NBA Finals appearances, all MVPs of all 6 NBA Finals. LeBron has 6 losses. LeBron didn't show up in one NBA Finals, which was against Dallas. Okay, that's a fact. I'm not. Now you started off the conversation.
Perk
You got to be the one at the party that's talking about your birthday when it's
put his head down as soon as he said something about Dallas.
I'm the one that's got to do that because this is a time we should be celebrating the Herculean efforts, the greatness, the commitment to excellence, the superb play, the statesmanship, the ambassadorship of all things that are LeBron James. This dude is something special. I will miss him when he is gone. The game should miss him when he is gone. He is nothing short of phenomenal.
Sensible, though.
His children
My boy Stephen A. very
wives,
sensible, though.
Mama,
Definitely
his
sensible.
Mother Gloria, his boys, Maverick and Rich, and everybody else in between, and all of these cats. And nothing but love for them and him. The man is phenomenal. He just ain't MJ. Because let me tell you something, man. Forget the stats for a second. Because obviously he played a longer career and all of this other stuff. I love how somebody like you, and Christine, just in case you don't know, I'm sure you do, but just in case you don't know, Kendrick Perkins was this big dude, he was an enforcer. He wasn't there to score points even though he could. He wasn't there to score points. He was there to rebound. He was there to defend. He was there to beat people up. I know this because, he got in fights in the back area. He know what I'm talking about. Kendrick Perkins done fought a few people. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't mind. He didn't mind beating people up. This is what he was, okay? I'm saying that to you to say the game of basketball was played at an elevated level of physicality back in the day. The road to prosperity, one could easily argue, was far, far more difficult. We're not talking about better talent because the talent today is elite and supreme, and we get that. But it's also been helped and facilitated by changes in the rules that, dare we say, has softened the game to some degree and protected a lot of dudes. Not that LeBron would need that because he's 260 pounds and people don't give him enough credit because he could hurt people a hell of a lot more if he wanted to. But the point that I'm trying to make, when you think about what Jordan had to go through in order to be who he was, I'm talking about as an individual. You understand? We ain't talking about championships, even though he still has more championships than LeBron, even though he still has more league MVPs than LeBron, even though he still has more finals MVPs than LeBron, even though he still has more defensive player or defensive team. And he was a defensive player of the year, by the way, one year, okay, and deserved it about 2 other times. We don't even have to get into all of that. The reality is the way the game was called, what was allowed, the kind of crimes the opposition could get away with to derail you has to be taken into consideration. Kendrick Perkins is entitled to feel the way that he feels, and that's fine. All I'm saying is, my mind on this specific topic will never change. LeBron James is number 2 all time, and Michael Jordan is number 1 all time.
What?
That's it.
No, that's not it. And you're just like those old people and you're stuck in your ways. It's just like my grandmother. She just never gonna change, and I gotta accept that. But what I don't have to accept is you up here talking about the level of physicality like LeBron James is not in year 20. He's in year 20. Do you realize that we came out in 2003? Do you know who was playing at the time in 2003? Do you understand who was playing at the time in 2003? Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace.
Stephen A.
Stop it. Stop it. Kevin Garnett.
Hold on.
That brother was a warrior. But physical.
Hold on. Time out. Do you realize this? I'm just telling you the physicality of when we came into the league. In 2004, do you realize that the Detroit Pistons, in my opinion, was one of the greatest defensive teams to ever play the game of basketball?
They won the bad boys, though.
Oh, they were something close to it. They were something close to it.
They weren't the bad boys.
They were something
close. I didn't say I said
but Stephen A.
It's like the old head. Stephen A. is the old head versus the young head right now. Like,
back then,
this is
that
crazy.
doesn't mean that the level of physicality was different. They just stopped all the
It's the
nonsense.
90s versus the 2000s right
this
now.
is not football. Again, This is the game of basketball. And don't even get me started when it comes down to enhancing and improving your game every single season. You know why LeBron James is able to average 30 right now at the age of 38? You know why? Because do he still have the explosiveness to beat somebody off the first step like he did, 5 or maybe 10 years ago? No, but it's still there. But you know what he got? He got a consistent three-point shot. And he's a far better three-point shooter than Michael.
Come on, Perk is cooking himself now, boy. Bro, this shit was bad for the three-point line this season. Like, oh my God.
You can see it with
First
your
of all,
eyes.
it's not far better. He shot 34% from three-point range. Michael Jordan shot 32% from three-point range. And back in the day, they weren't really shooting threes like that. Come on, Perk.
What you mean they wasn't shooting threes? What you mean they wasn't shooting?
Perk act like you don't know what he's talking
Not
about.
like they do today. Not like they do today. That's not true, Perk.
We're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. All I'm telling you is this.
I'm talking about the errors.
So listen, you know what made me come up with the word synonymous? You know what made me come up with that word? Because LeBron was just in Madison Square Garden, and you should have went to the game, but I know you have your reasons why you would never go to a Knicks game, and that's fine.
Management.
Okay,
Knicks.
so
I
was sitting up, I was wondering, was he going to score 40? And the world was just wondering how many points he was going to have, the journey of when he's going to break Kareem record and become the all-time leading scorer. And you know what he did in the Madison Square Garden? He passed up Mark Jackson on the all-time assist leading record. Went to number 4, I believe it was. And I said, well, dang, we sitting up here talking about the scoring title, and he is top 5.
That's a fact, though.
See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. The effect on the game.
That's a fact.
Can I respond? Can I respond?
No, you respond.
Can I respond? First of all, your word is synonymous. How about this word? Persnickety. Have you ever heard of that word, persnickety? Persnickety is a truculent individual to do with attitude because he don't want to hear what other people gotta say. I'm paraphrasing it to some degree, but it's somebody that's a bit abrasive, mean mugs you, think he's gonna scare you into believing what he believes. It ain't working with me today. The fact of the matter is this: LeBron James is a pass-first dude. We understand that his game, his all-around talents are not to be questioned. One of the greatest ever, and I get all of that. But at the end of the day, when you look at what Michael Jordan has accomplished and you saw the times that he was playing in and what he pulled off despite the adverse circumstances he was facing, there is no question. There is no question. There is MJ, and then there's LeBron. Period.
Hey,
now, you're going to Mount Rushmore basketball. Be happy with that.
I'm glad he was cooking Thunder Dan and Jeff Hornacek.
Yo, Steven, hey, facial expression be having me weak.
That wasn't the only ones he was cooking.
You said he's the first player. Well, he's so about to break the record.
Yes.
He's so about to break the record.
That's right. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what? He ain't break Michael Jordan's record.
Perk leaning back at his seat now.
It's not an individual. It's not an individual.
He don't have any of that.
It's not an individual sport.
All right. Well, we talking individuals though. But we talking individuals.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
are. That's why I don't know why he keep saying it's not an individual sport, and then but you're comparing individuals. That's why I was confused when he first said that too. It don't really make sense when he was talking about that, my brother. Yeah, man. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you click on the last reaction on your screen right now. Turn on post notifications. Perk be saying some crazy stuff, man. It is what it is, though.